Hey everyone, check out this cool shirt I got. Woo. So yeah, I just guess I wanted to thank everyone for 100 subscribers. It's a pretty small number, but at the same time it's still like kind of cool that 100 people are like subscribed and enjoying my videos. And throughout this time there have been like some pretty good comments that were like, oh, thank you, and I think it's like really cool that I'm like helping, that my videos are giving value to people and some people find them really valuable. So I was thinking maybe I should do a video, but I didn't really know what to do, so I was thinking that I could play Tetris, and I could call this like Tetris Talks, because I like to play Tetris but I haven't played in a while. And basically what I think I want to do is I'm going to play Tetris and drink a bottle of beer and just talk about whatever. So it could be like really good, or it could be totally useless information. But yeah, hopefully it turns out good. Okay, so I guess we'll start our first game. And the first topic will be how to be a good intern, or how to, I guess maybe how to get the most out of your internship. So I think to be a good intern you have to be aware. You have to be like you have to go into the internship seeking something. You can't depend on your manager to make your internship awesome. Like if you want to learn something or you want to get the most out of it, you have to actively go for it. So how I did this was, first of all, I had like a journal. I had a journal every internship, just making sure that I don't know, like just keeping myself accountable. Yeah, like if I was slacking off at the end of the day, I'd reflect and be like, oh shoot, I kind of slacked off today. I need to do this. Or maybe, I did this really well today and I should keep doing this tomorrow. Or today I worked on my ticket and I was stuck on this. And okay, so yeah, basically I have, when I have internships, I usually have 2 journals, or at least 2 journals. One is the company journal, where I write like my journal date every day. Like today I did this happened, I worked on this, and this is how I can improve. Like some days I'd be like, oh, today I overslept, or today I was stuck on this the whole day and maybe I should ask for help more. But then I have another journal called the ticket journal, and this journal is where I just keep track of all my tickets, especially when you're interning on like a really big company, or even a mid-sized company. You're going to be joining a team and working on a product that already has a lot of code. So first of all, you have to understand what the code does, and then you also have to understand how to do your ticket, and then how to understand what code to write and where to put that code so that it doesn't break any of the other code. Yeah, so at the very beginning, it could be really daunting because you have to figure out how to do certain things, and at the same time, you also have to figure out how the code base works. And this was the case for me. Like a lot of times, I was working on new technology, so I also didn't know the technology. So having a journal really helped me keep track of my thoughts, because the more at the very beginning of a lot of my internships, the more I thought about how to do something, the more questions came. So like more questions led to more questions instead of answers. And the journal just really helped me keep track of everything. And it also helped me keep track of my questions so that I can ask my mentor. And it also showed my mentors and managers, like, I guess, concrete evidence that I was actually kind of dedicated and working hard. So that's one way to be a good intern. Another way to be a good intern is just seeking opportunities. Okay. Another good way is having constant feedback. When you start an internship, you want to talk to your manager early on about what expectations he has of you and what he or she wants out of your internship. Like, what's their goal? So that early on you already have this standard of excellence or success in mind, so that so you know when you're lagging behind and when you know you're like on par. And what can I add to that? What I also wanted to say was, it shouldn't just be at the beginning. It's like a constant feedback loop. So constantly, maybe every week or something, you should hopefully have a one-on-one with your mentor, so that you could talk about your project, and more importantly, also talk about how you're doing and whether anything needs to be tweaked, so that early on you can catch yourself if you're going off track. How else can you be a good intern? I think it's a two-part question. It's being a good intern to get your return offer, but another part of it is also just enjoying the intern experience. So depending on like how social you are, you should get to know the other interns, get to know full-time people. So there's one to get the return offer, another one is to get the most out of your intern experience. Another one is to like just learn about what you are looking for in a job, because I've always seen back to Tetris. I've always seen jobs as like, or internships as like as dating. So basically it's like low commitment, and you get to try out all these companies and see what you like and see what you don't like, so that when you're looking for your full-time job, you sort of have an idea of what you like and what you don't like. So a great way is to just notice the culture, notice the work, see what technologies and other things that you resonate with and ones that you don't, like if you don't like back-end stuff during your internship, you probably don't want to do back-end in your full-time job. Make a lot of connections and talk to a lot of engineers, because they've been in industry for like 4 or 5 years, and they're probably going to be where you're probably going to be where they are at in 4 to 5 years. So if you just pick their brain, ask them questions, see their perspectives, it can really open your eyes to things way sooner. At Google, I said this in one of the videos, but they had this guru program where you can basically sign up for on-campus counselors, and you can talk to them about anything. Most people go to them to, at least this is what I think, like most people go to them if they feel like they feel kind of stuck, and maybe what they want to talk about isn't something that, or it's hard for them to bring up to their managers, so they talk to these gurus because everything's like super confidential. But for me, I didn't really have anything like specific to talk about. I just, as an intern, I was just hungry for like new perspectives, and especially because these people were so experienced, right? And they've seen so much, and they're probably, if life was like a lot of paths, they would definitely be one of the paths that my life would take. So I actually talked to a lot, and where was I going with this? Yeah, I just got a lot of perspectives. One of them was that, or the most important one that sort of kept resonating with me was I asked my guru what's the thing I should maximize when I'm looking for my first full-time job, and he said you should maximize learning and exploration. And I was like, whoa, that is actually really good advice. Basically, if you maximize learning and exploration, it's going to set you up to be at a way better place than if you're just solely going for money, right? Yeah. Another advice that really resonated with me was sometimes like my counselor or the guru would be too stuck in the future, like always planning, always thinking about the future, and that sort of took her out of the present moment. Like she said she could have been in the moment more, like when her kids were growing up, something like that. And I was like, whoa, that's me, because I'm always thinking about the future. Sometimes I feel like I'm living in a dream. I'm like not really present, you know? I was talking to this with my housemate about how conscious you are, I guess. And what's the word? I related it, I guess, to eating. So there's different ways to eat food. You can just scarf it down and not really know what you're eating. Like maybe you're watching TV or something, or watching anime, and you're just eating food. Just even if it's good, you might not like fully experience it. Whereas like if you buy some like expensive ass sushi, you just want to like roll it around on your tongue and really get the flavors before swallowing down the fish, right? Or else you might as well just go to like all you can eat sushi. So I think that's the same with life too. Like you can just sort of turn your mind off and be in this like really low energy state, or you could really be in the present moment. Oh yeah, okay, so that wasn't really what the guru told me, but that was sort of how I interpreted that, which is pretty awesome. Another guru told me to invest in index funds. What else? Okay, maybe that's enough of the guru stuff. Yeah. Okay, that's enough of the guru stuff. Let's see if there's anything else I want to talk about being a good intern. I guess when it comes to the job, did I exit it? Yeah, when it comes to the job, you want to, how should I say it? You want to understand your project well enough to do it. Okay. What does that even mean? Yeah, so basically if you have any questions, you don't hesitate to ask your mentor. Like, if your internship is a good internship, your manager and mentor should be there for you. You shouldn't feel lost. Your mentor their job should be to be there for you at all times so you don't be lost. And for you to excel. Yeah. At the same time, the world doesn't revolve around you. Just because you're an intern doesn't mean you're super special. Respect other people. If they seem busy, wait for them and wait for a better time. Shut up. Wait for a better time before talking to them. Or what you can do is also just ping them. Yeah, just ping them on Google Chat if they use that, or Slack. I think a lot of companies use Slack. Yeah. Okay, how else can you be a good intern? I don't know. And just interact with the team. If you're gonna get a return offer, that means your team wants you back, right? So you don't want to be super antisocial. You want to be on pretty good terms with your team. Yeah, and then at the end, this isn't gonna help you with your whether or not you get your return offer or not, but at the end of almost all my internships, I try to do something for my team, maybe write each team member a card or something, because I'm always just really thankful about how much they've helped me and how much they helped me grow. And being an intern, I feel like half of my internship is just learning and ramping up, and just writing a card, or at Tinder I bought everyone boba. It's my way of showing them that I really appreciate everything they did for me. Yeah. Okay, that's how to be a good intern. Maybe I'll make an actual video for that. Let's see what else I have. Okay, there's my computer science story, how I got an internship at Google, introduction to computer science, what it is and how to start, why you should do an off-season internship, different reasons to love computer science, traits of a good software engineer. Okay, maybe maybe I'll go over my computer science story because that's more relevant to most of my viewers. I don't think anyone subscribed because of my singing progress videos, right? Okay, so my computer science story. So I didn't do any computer science. I didn't know what computer science was in high school. Like a lot of people in NorCal, their parents or whatever, they're all like in CS, right? They're in Silicon Valley. But I grew up in SoCal. Although I actually was born in San Francisco. But yeah. Anyway, so I was basically really into badminton. All of high school. And then I also had this like really I want to say inspirational, but he was my role model. Yeah, he taught me not just things about badminton, but also stuff about life. I was like kind of cocky, and that led to some minor shit between me and my school team. And yeah, I think my badminton coach just helped me grow as a person in high school. So let's see. So I kind of wanted to follow in his footsteps, and basically his story was he was a junior national player in Malaysia, and then he moved over to America, studied computer science at UCLA, and then I won't skip some details, but basically he was a software engineer, and then one thing led to another, and yeah, he was super successful, but also gave back a lot to the badminton community. He didn't hoard all his money. He actually put all his money back into the community and his love for the sport. So I was like, dang, that's noble. Okay, I'm gonna try out this computer science thing. And my math teacher also was like, yeah, computer science is like a really good major right now, super hot. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll give this a shot. So so I signed up for computer science. I got rejected from Berkeley, UCLA, and so basically I applied to 5 UCs, and the best UC I got into was UCSD. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll go in here. I was actually pretty lazy with my college apps. Yeah. So there's two routes for CS you can take at UCSD. One is 8A, CSE 8A, and another one is CSE 11, and 11 is like the more faster course. So actually at UCSD there's 8A and 8B, which are 2 quarters, whereas 11 is 8A and 8B to put together. So that's for like, I guess, from people who already have some background in CS. But I was like, I don't know why, but I chose 11, and I was like, okay, well, now that I'm in the like faster track, I should do some preparing. So I think a month before school started, I went to like this site. I think it was called Coding Bat, and I started learning computer science. I also looked at some YouTube tutorials and just learned like the really basics. Yeah, and then once school started, I think it was really good that I prepared a little bit beforehand, but I still had a lot to learn. And then, but yeah, my first quarter was pretty chill. Starting my second quarter, that was, as if you guys go to UCSD, CSE 12, Garrett Gillespie, super awesome class. really boring class, but the assignments were really, really good. So, yeah. So I felt like I learned a shit ton in that quarter. Then in the next quarter, I sort of slacked off again, kind of. Because in CSE 12, every week I had a programming assignment due, but then in the next course, only like, it was like one assignment due every 2 or 3 weeks. So it was like a lot easier in my opinion. At the same time, someone on the badminton team at that time posted a job posting for a software engineering internship. I applied and actually got it. I still remember, it was like, when I was preparing, I would be like, I think it was like all behavioral. So I tried memorizing like my introduction. Like usually they start out asking, can you tell me a little bit about yourself? So I'm really bad at, or I guess I want to be really prepared, right? So I memorized this whole thing and it was super robotic. And then when he actually asked me, tell me a little bit about yourself, I just said like half of the things I was supposed to say. But I guess I left a good enough impression. It was like out of 3 people, so I was first out of 3, I guess. Yeah. So that summer I did an internship in San Diego, and I also worked on a side project. My friend asked me if I could write a program for his family. So his family owns like a small business, and they needed to keep track of inventory. So I just wrote one for them with the limited knowledge I knew. So I learned a lot, and it was a pretty good experience. I would work on it the whole day and just be super exciting to know that what I was working on actually would impact someone that I knew. Like they would spend 45 minutes bookkeeping every day by hand, but now they spend like 5 or 10, and they still use it like 2 or 3 years later. Okay, so then that fall, I was planning to like prepare super hard, or that fall I was planning to go to the next level of computer science. I think every week I had a different thing I wanted to work on, like C++, Bash, maybe learn some Android. And then I applied to Google like a few weeks back, and they actually reached out to me. I was like, oh shoot, wait, what? They want me? I'm like a nobody. So I was like, okay, fuck this plan. I'm just gonna do something else. So the next 6 weeks, I just prepared for interviews like hardcore. And then I went to the job fair. If you watch my videos, I say you should demo your project live, and that's what I did. And I also got a referral to Yahoo. So I had Yahoo, Microsoft, and Google. So I did my Microsoft interview. It was like a super easy question. I overthought it and I didn't get it. Then let's see. Then for Yahoo, it was a hash map question, but I didn't know how to use hash maps until like the day before. I just crammed hash maps, so I got kind of lucky there. But at the same time, it was a really simple question, and I just wasn't ready. Then the Google question was just super hard. Like I just wasn't ready at all. It was one of the hardest questions. It was the hardest interview in that year. So I was like, okay, well, I know I'm not ready this quarter, but I told myself that in a year I'll be ready. But for now, I need a break. Like literally, I had no social life. I just every hour I had that I wasn't in school or like in class, I would be practicing interviews, like just going through online resources. So I took all that time and I just moved it all to like practicing singing. So I would just practice singing in my car for like 4 hours or 8 hours a day. Yeah, so that was that quarter. Then the next year I was like, okay, well, this year, what am I going to do? So first of all, I was like, well, I could prepare for interviews, but I could do that later. Right now, I should get better at, I should learn another skill and get to the next level of computer science, right? So I was like, okay, well, since I have an Android, okay, I got distracted. I actually don't have an Android. Since I have an HP computer and an Android book, I might as well, I have like the resources to start learning Android. And the thing is, at the time I had a flip phone, so yeah. So I spent a month learning Android, and then I went to a hackathon, and I actually made an app that I wanted to make over the course of like the rest of the quarter. So that was really awesome. So I spent the rest of the quarter just like tweaking and like improving and optimizing the app. So yeah, and then the quarter after that was just super intense. I was taking a lot of classes like graphics, software engineering, CSE 110. So 110 was 67, 105, which is theory of computation. I forgot what else, but it was just like a super like, oh, and I worked too. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but then I kept working that summer, and then I also started working on my website. Like I tried learning web dev. It was just too much. It was really hard. My website was like really shit. But yeah, I also started preparing for interviews like super hardcore. I wasted a lot of time reading resources I didn't have to read. Like as I said, if I just did LeetCode, that I think I would have been really good. But I don't know. Yeah, so then I prepared super hard, and even during the fall quarter of my junior year, I was still preparing really hard for these interviews. And I interviewed with Hulu. The coding challenge was really fun and really long, but I really enjoyed it. I think I was like the first person. So my mentor at Hulu actually told me like, wait, what, you did in C++? I've seen C++ solutions, but I don't remember like anyone like having a working solution, you know? So I was pretty proud that like my C++ solution actually worked. Then I did the interview and I passed, so I got Hulu. Then I interviewed with Google, I think. Oh, my first interview was Facebook actually. I didn't get it. I failed. I forgot DFS, or I basically choked. It was like my first interview too. Then I did Hulu. Then I think I did Google. So I thought my first interview was okay, and I thought I destroyed my second interview. Like I finished with. So the interviews back to back 45 minutes, right? 2 back to back 45 minutes ones. I finished my second one in like 20 minutes, and we just talked about life for 25 more minutes. So I was like, yeah, I think I got Google, and it just got straight up rejected. I was like, fuck. So yeah. So at that point, I only had Hulu. Oh, I also interviewed with Microsoft, but they didn't get back to me until like way later on. So I was like, dang, if I spent all that time just to get Hulu. I think I could have prepared like a third of the effort I did and still gotten Hulu. Like, no offense to Hulu, but I just thought I could have gotten more, you know. And then Yelp came along. I was like, oh shoot, this is my chance to prove myself. So I just prepared ridiculously hard. Like, over Thanksgiving break, I just prepared like to the max. And I did really well in my interviews, but I was just like, okay, like, I learned from Google, you know, no matter how well the interview goes, I'm not going to prematurely celebrate. And when I finally got it, it was just like a breath of relief. And yeah, so I was just telling myself, like, Jeffrey, you already worked so hard, there's not much more you can do. Like, if you don't get it now, it's just life, you know. It just wasn't meant to be. But I should be proud of myself no matter what happens. But I got it. I was so happy. Like, 10 minutes after I got that email, I dropped my classes and I went to Yelp in San Francisco the next quarter. I had an amazing experience. I would probably go into more detail in its own video, but I had an amazing experience at Yelp. Then I went back to school, and yeah, it was not fun. It was hard to transition back into school, but yeah, I kind of survived through that. And then I went to Hulu. I had an amazing time at Hulu too. It was like really fun. My swimming mates were amazing. We played Mario Kart. Yeah, that was fun. Went to Disneyland. Hulu took me to Seattle. Yeah, it was just a blast. We got paid to go to Disneyland, yeah. After that, so during Hulu, I also but during spring quarter, I applied for a fall internship at Google. And then I actually interviewed with Google the first two. So there's back to back, right? So the first two I interviewed during my first week of spring break. I drove to San Francisco and I just didn't prepare at all. And I winged it. I just can't believe I actually like passed. But I actually didn't pass. I got a yes and a maybe. And both interviews had 2 sub problems in there, so it was just like super tiring. And I was like, oh man, I have to do another one because they gave me a maybe and okay, so they asked for a third interview. So actually, the third interview I had to do while I was at Hulu. I had a really chill interviewer, and it was actually it was kind of a hard question, but I got through it and I passed. So I took the offer. I matched with, if you know what Audacity is, like the music editing program, I matched with the creator of that. And that was pretty cool. So yeah, I went to Google after Hulu and I had an amazing time. The Google experience is pretty nice, I guess. Yeah, I already knew Google was a good company. Being on the inside, like on the other side, it just sort of like reaffirmed that. During Google, I also had to it was also interview season, right? So I was interviewing with oh yeah, so a year before I also interview with Microsoft, right? So they got back to me after I took Yelp, and I was like, yo, this is kind of late. So they said, I was like, do you have any off-season internships? And they said, no. So, but my recruiter was like, but we can keep in touch and we'll hit you up in a year. I was like, yeah, sure. So they actually hit me up in a year, and they flew me up to Redmond, and I interviewed, and I passed. Then I got a few more interviews with, I think like Dropbox, Facebook. This is my third time interviewing on Facebook. Airbnb, if I didn't say that already. Dropbox, if I didn't say that already. Evernote. Yeah, that was about it. So I got Microsoft and Evernote, and I didn't get Facebook again. Just sort of choked on the question, to be honest. So that's like a case, like it just wasn't meant to be. Yeah, I also didn't get Dropbox or Airbnb. And then freaking Evernote. I'm gonna make a video later, but they gave me the offer and then they rescinded it. Like they retracted the offer. And it was like my fault, but at the same time, I don't think what I did was like warranted that big of a reaction, you know? Yeah. But yeah, after that I was like super stressed, and I talked to the guru again. Like the first guru that I talked to, I ended up talking to 3 times because he was just so good. Okay, I'm gonna cut this off in an hour. It's 40 minutes. Yeah, so yeah, and at the time, the first time he recommended me a book, which was Be So Good They Can't Ignore You. And I actually completely forgot about it until like I wanted to talk to him again. I was like, oh shoot, I think I remember him like telling me about this book. So I actually read it, and it was the perfect book to read at the perfect time. And I was just like, my eyes were just glued to the page, and I was just reading and reading, and it was just basically saying like, there is no perfect job out there. You sort of grow into your job, and no matter, if you only look for that perfect job, you'll never find it, because you always like look at what's wrong when there's so many things that are right. And it also made me realize like, no matter how good a company is, you're just going to normalize to it. Even if, because I'm an avid user of Evernote and I love their product. Even if I worked on a product that I really liked or really loved and used every day, at a certain point it would normalize and I would just feel normal. Yeah, so that sort of like gave me some closure to that. And yeah, the rest of the quarter was just, I had no deadline, so I just felt like kind of liberating. Yeah, so I ended up taking Microsoft, so I'm actually here at Microsoft this quarter. It's pretty chill. We just had puzzle day yesterday, which was really fun. If any of you get a Microsoft internship, you should consider it. It's like a really fun, they have a really good internship program, I'd say. But yeah, also at Google I interviewed with Tinder and I got it. So at that point I had to choose, because I already took off 2 quarters, Google and Yelp, right, to do internships, and I was already graduating a quarter late. So what I could have done, so I graduated a quarter late because I came into school a quarter early because of the AP credits. So Yelp put me on track, Google pushed me back. So I had the options of not doing my internship, or not taking Tinder, or pushing my graduation back another quarter so I could do Tinder, or doing Tinder and squeezing 3/4 of classes into 2 quarters. So that's actually what I did. So I had a pretty hellish quarter winter quarter, but I took 2 of the hardest classes at UCSD, 131 and 141L. 141 was also pretty bad. Like, thinking about it gets me triggered. Just kidding, but yeah. The hardest classes also happened to be group projects, which was really cool. So, like, to be honest, my friends definitely carried me, but I tried to pull my weight as best as I could. That was also when I started posting YouTube videos, right? Yeah, but after that quarter, I went to Tinder, and Tinder was just an amazing experience. The team was awesome, my manager was awesome, the company was awesome, the culture was awesome, everyone was friendly. I learned so much iOS, and iOS is just such a Swift is just such a well thought out language, and my team was just really big on code quality, and I just had a blast. Then now I'm at Microsoft, and things are going pretty well too. Oh my god, what is happening here? Yeah, so that's my computer science story. Okay. I'm not sure what to talk about at this point. I wish if I was streaming or something, then maybe people could like ask me questions live. That would be pretty cool, right? It all depends on feedback. Like I can make a lot of videos and make a lot of topics, but those are all things that I'm getting no feedback from you guys, so I'm just making whatever the hell I want. But then if you have questions, or if you want me to make a video on something, then don't be shy, post a comment. Oh, I made a Facebook page too, so maybe that's easier to post a comment or message me a question or something. Otherwise, like 100 of you are subscribed to me, right? So if you want the most out of my channel, then please contribute, because it'll only help you. And I'm here to serve you. That sounds really cheesy, but that's true. I got here because a lot of people helped me along, and now I definitely don't know everything, and as you can tell, like I failed some of my interviews still, you know? So but at the same time, I feel like I do have some experiences I could share and some perspectives. So if you have any questions, or if you like that streaming idea, if you like this format, let me know. If you're just here for the Tetris, then you can just like mute my voice or something. Yeah. Oh no! Oh shit. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Give me an orange piece. Alright guys, I'm not gonna talk. I need to beat this person. Oh man, I'm gonna lose this one. It's all your fault. It's all your fault. Why do you make me talk so much? Damn it. Okay, let's see. Another topic. maybe why you should do an off-season internship, and to talk again about what makes internships so great. So basically internships, as I said before, is like kind of like dating between companies. A lot of people, they do like maybe a small internship their sophomore year, and then hopefully a big internship their junior year, and that's usually where they just take the return offer, you know? But if you're able to have a lot of options, then you really get to see like the breadth of companies and computer science. Okay, let's talk about dating. So if you only, let's say you're in high school, right, and you have a high school sweetheart, you get married, and let's say you just have a mediocre, like, you guys are fighting a lot, you guys don't really like each other, but it's just so comfortable because you've always had each other. I don't know how this really relates to computer science, but yeah, so like, you don't really know if she's the best one for you. Whereas if you first date around a little bit and you meet like a few guys or girls that are like different personalities, like to do different things. Some are really loud, some are really soft, some are really nerdy, some are really like party types. Then you start to be able to tell what kind of people you connect with the most. Yeah, and the same goes with computer science. So yeah, like if you go to a lot of companies, you'll definitely be able to compare, right? And you'll definitely be able to see, oh, I like this company more than that. Oh, maybe I'm into bigger companies. Oh, actually, I like smaller companies. I like teams who are like closer to my age, or I like teams that are more professional. I really need free food, or they have to have coconut water in the fridge, you know, stuff like that. So that's one thing. Another thing is you escape the bubble of college and you sort of enter the real world. And yeah, like going back to college, you're just like, I know what's on the other side, and this is like, college is meaningless. I mean, it's not meaningless. It definitely got me to where I am. But after like my second year, I felt like I already knew everything I needed to know. Like, and the thing is, Yelp, what I need to get to Yelp, I did Android at Yelp. And I learned Android all on my own. I didn't learn Android at all at school. So, yeah. But school definitely like gave me the opportunities, helped me meet the right people, etc. So school is definitely valuable, but at the same time, coming back from an internship, you're just like, there's nothing more for me to gain from school. At least, yeah, because there are people that really love learning, right? For me, I can't learn something unless I find use in it, unless I find that it's practical. They say different people learn differently in different ways, but that might just be my excuse to like not really try in school. Yeah. Okay, but yeah. So why do internships, right? Or why do off-season internships? So off-season internships, they're very rare. Like most companies don't offer them to US students. A lot of them offer off-season internships to like international, like Canadians. If you've heard of Waterloo, if you intern enough, you'll hear Waterloo. They're like a really, supposedly like the MIT of Canada. And they have a co-op program where almost every other semester they have to do an internship. So yeah, but if you can actually find an off-season internship, or if you're from Canada, yeah, they're just really good because first of all, the number of interns, your intern class will be smaller than summer, so the other full-time employees will have like more time for you, and it'll also just be less crowded. Maybe that will help you get closer to one of the closer to the other intern class. The downside though is probably they won't have like as many events for you, but yeah. Yeah, like especially like Google, they had intern class of what, 1,500 or something, but then in winter it was maybe 350 or 60 or 80. Yeah, so also like shorter lines to get free food, right? Yeah, another thing is just you learn like actual practical stuff. If you just go to school, you'll just be learning stuff that you might never use, but then if you're doing an internship, you're getting paid to learn. Yeah. The bad part though of off-season internships, and this happened to me, is that after you come back, your friends are going to be ahead of you in classes, so it's going to be harder for you to coordinate your classes with your friends. So you might be taking a lot of your classes alone, or you'll probably have to make new friends. But yeah, that doesn't mean you can't hang out with them after class, right? Yeah, and again, another reason why internships are really nice is because it makes you more desirable. It gives you real life working experience, and just having a good company on your resume will at least open the door for you to other companies. Yeah, because if you have Google on your resume, like, what's the harm of interviewing someone that interned at Google? Of course. Okay, so yeah, but okay, we'll end this with what you can do if you don't have any of this, like what I'm talking about, right? Like, you want that Google internship. How do you get it? You know the answer already. Just do leak code. Lots of leak code, and lots of mock interviews. Yeah, honestly, like, I have some free time this internship. Like, I was really busy at Tinder, but I had more free time at Microsoft, so I could be making more interview prep videos. Like, I was thinking about going into the basics of all the data structures and all the common patterns you'll see. Oh my god, this guy's good. All the common patterns to look out for each type. Like, for example, for intervals, you almost always want to sort, right? Yeah, but I don't know. I've been working on a side project right now, and maybe I'll make more videos if I have more incentive. Like, if more people want them, then I'll make them. But if I'm just talking to a wall, I might as well just make them at my own pace, right? Oh no. Yeah, it's also been a while since I played Tetris. Just thought this was like a pretty interesting idea. I guarantee you no one talks about computer science while playing Tetris and drinking. Yeah, I think I was supposed to talk about like how to, oh wait, yeah, just do mock interviews. Yeah, a great thing though is you want to work on side projects, showcase your side projects at job fairs. That's really helpful and helps you stick out. Just a broken record at this point. All these things I've said before. Cool. Okay, that's about 1 hour. I had a lot of fun making this. Playing Tetris for an hour. Wow. Yeah. But yeah, thank you again for 100 subscribers. I'm making these videos, at least initially, I make these videos for myself because I'm not, like, as you can tell from like the first video or something, I'm not that great at talking, and these videos are helping me structure my thoughts and organize my thoughts. And at the same time, I also have like all these experiences and insights, and just sharing it with people and actually having people like find value in them. It's pretty nice. Yeah, like I'm basically putting everything I know into these videos. It's not like I'm gonna tease you like, oh, these are like 3 tips, and if you want to know the other, these are 5 tips, and I give you 2 tips. If you want to know the other 3 tips, then sign in or go to this link, you know, put in your email and I'll send you the other 3 tips. Or I have this product. No, like I'm just giving you everything I know, and yeah. So subscriber count doesn't mean that much to me, but at the same time, I guess the number 100 is still like a milestone. So thank you so much again. If you want a certain type of video, or if you want a certain question answered, definitely message me on Facebook or leave a comment, and I will definitely get back to it. It's nice helping you guys out, and again, I'm here to serve you. So let me know if you like this video as well. If you want to see more of these, or if you want me to stream so that I can answer questions live. Yeah. Okay then. All right, cheers. Rick and Morty, what's up?